In this third lecture, we're going to talk about the second letter, but, related to the Taurus constellation and to the opposed letter on our circle, which is letter Nu. So, yalla, let's begin. First of all, But is the second letter of the Phoenician alphabet, known as Beta in Greek, Beta in Coptic, Beth in Hebrew and Syriac, and Ba in Arabic, having a numeric value that equals to 2 according to the letter order in the Phoenician alphabet and to the Phoenician gematria numeric value, and denoting on our created circle the second hour after dawn as illustrated. Now, regarding the etymology of the name of the second letter of the Phoenician alphabet, which is Bat, it is related to Bat, the goddess of two faces. The goddess cow Isis Hathor, in the form of a bird, who communicated the capacity of the bull or Taurus to Osiris, where Bet or Bait also means in ancient Egyptian the soul goddess. According to the legend, the goddess Isis, Astari, Ashtar, Ashtarut, pieced Osiris, Fidar, Ishkur, Nu'man back together after being killed and brutally cut up into 14 pieces by his brother Seth or Heth the scorpion. And Isis used magic to resurrect Osiris, and she hovered above him in a form of a bird, and Osiris impregnated her before dying again with their son, known by Horus, Habulun, Apollo, or Jibin, symbolized by the lion, the eagle or the phoenix, and also by the falcon. Noting that the term Bat is composed of Ba and At, meaning bird of the uterus or the spirit of the uterus, where the word Ba refers to the soul or to the spirit which has been symbolized by the bird in ancient Egyptian, and the word At means the uterus in Phoenician as well in ancient Egyptian, thus referring by its alphabetical order, which is the second letter of the Phoenician alphabet, and its etymological meaning to the constellation Taurus, the second constellation of the zodiac. Now, we notice that the letter opposite to Bat on our alphabet circle, as illustrated, is the 14th letter of the Phoenician alphabet, Nu, known as Nu in Greek, Ni in Coptic, Nun in Syriac, Hebrew, and Arabic. Now, regarding the etymology of the name of the 14th letter of the Phoenician alphabet, which is Nu, the letter opposite to Bat on the circle, the term Nu stands for ostrich and mythological ostrich in ancient Egyptian. And what is remarkable is that the appearance of the constellation of Taurus, Bat, during the month Nisan or April is accompanied by the rising of the bright star of the bird, according to the observations of Ptolemy, and by the disappearance of the constellation Ostrich adjacent to the constellation of Orion or Orion, according to the observations of Ptolemy and of Eudoxus of Cnidus, which allows us to conclude that the second letter but of the Phoenician alphabet represents the second constellation of the zodiac, Taurus, and the letter Nu opposed to but represents the constellation Ostrich. Noting that the month Nisanu, or April, in the Babylonian calendar, the month of the appearance of the constellation of Taurus with the bright star of the bird, the letter Bat, and of the disappearance of the constellation Orion with the stars of ostriches, the letter Nu or Nun, is a compound word of Nis and Anu, meaning the fluttering of the bird of heaven, where Nis or Nish means in ancient Egyptian to hover over, to flutter, and Anu means in ancient Egyptian the heaven, the abode, the nest, noting also that the word Nisam or Nisan means the divine bull in ancient Egyptian. All these meanings correspond to the symbolism of the Phoenician letter Bat, which refers to the constellation Taurus and to the goddess Isis, Astari, Ashtar, who hovered in the form of a celestial bird above the Aries, Osiris, Adonis, after having collected his relics in order to transmit to him the capacity of the bull or of the Taurus. According to our circle of the Phoenician alphabet and to the distribution of the relics of Osiris Adonis on this circle, the relic Viscera, or the interior, corresponds to the constellation Taurus, the letter Bat, and to the constellation Ostrich, the letter Nu. Since the Phoenician letter Nu, opposed to the Phoenician letter Bat or Taurus, is the sixth letter after the letter Het, Scorpio. And what is remarkable is that the fat of the bull, according to traditional medicine, is particularly recommended in the mortifications of the intestines, tenesmus, ulcers, as well as the marrow of the bull, the water of its excrements, which is called water of 1,000 flowers, the priapus of the bull, its thickened gall, are a good remedy against diarrhea and dysentery, noting that the correlation between Taurus and Viscera is mentioned in the Deleta papyrus. At Heliopolis, the viscera of Osiris arrived tied on a bull, noting that according to Eastern musical tradition, the musical mode ʿIrāq is associated with the constellation Taurus. This is illustrated in As-Saydawi's drawing of the model tree circle and also pointed out by Al-Ladiqi as-Samarqandi, the manuscript Anonim 36 and the manuscript MS Gotha 85. And what is remarkable is that the word ʿIrāq means in Arabic and Persian the part of the belly above the navel, the diaphragm. So this mode is associated with the belly and the viscera, noting that the association of the names of the two opposite Phoenician letters, Bat and Nu, forms the word button or batnu, which means belly, viscera, interior, in Arabic, Persian, and Turkish, which is consistent with the contents of the MS manuscript Gotha 85, which considers that the musical mode ʿIrāq corresponds to the Taurus sign of the zodiac, is used as a remedy for diseases of hot humors such as meningitis, pleurisy, erythema, and tachycardia, especially for hot tumors at the level of the diaphragm, between the liver and the intestines. Therefore, the ʿIrāq mode is associated with the viscera. Noting that the musician Al-Kindi, in his tetrad, associates the Taurus sign of the zodiac with the viscera, the liver, and with digestion. It is interesting also to note that the final sum of the numerical values corresponding to the letters forming the words Bat, Nu, Nisannu, and ʿIrāq leads us to the number 2, indicating that Bat is the second letter of the Phoenician alphabet and the second hour after dawn on the Phoenician sundial, and that Nu, the opposite letter to Bat on our circle, is the second hour after sunset on the Phoenician water clock, and that Nisannu is the second month of the Babylonian Phoenician calendar, which is consistent with the association of the month Nisannu and the letters Bat and Nu with the constellation Taurus, the second constellation on the circle of the zodiac as already mentioned. Thus, the second letter of the Phoenician alphabet, Bat, whose name stands for the goddess Isis in the form of a bird, who communicated the power of the bull to the ram god Osiris, and the opposite letter to Bat, which is the letter Nu, the 14th letter of the Phoenician alphabet, whose name means ostrich. These two letters encompass different constituents of the universe. The Taurus sign of the zodiac, the goddess Isis, Ashtar, Ashtarut, communicating the capacity of Taurus to Osiris, the ram. These two letters also represent the months Nisannu, or April, the second hour after dawn on sundial regarding the letter Bat, the second hour after sunset on the water clock regarding the letter Nu, the musical mode ʿIrāq, and the cure of illnesses related to the viscera, thus referring to the genesis of music therapy, which is related to the Phoenician alphabet and its hidden esoteric mysteries. This was everything related to letters Bat and Nu, and in our next recorded video, we will tackle letters Jimel and Sa'ad.